If you're looking for a simple mobility routine that can be done irrespective of your current fitness or mobility level, one that actually works, can basically be done every single day and will practically make you feel younger the more often you do it, you've come to the right place. Low impact, high yield, simple to follow, and won't take longer than 10 to 15 minutes depending on how many breaks you want to take in between. So if you're ready, let's gonna have some fun. Now we're gonna start in a squatting position, but to make this a whole lot more accessible, you don't actually have to flatten your feet on the floor. If your heels start raising, don't worry about it. Place your hands on the floor and we're gonna mobilize our body by very simply, very carefully, very relaxed, bringing our knees down, and then very important, switch into complete spinal extension before we reverse the same movement pattern by bringing our feet down as flat as possible, pulling our knees in, rounding our back as much as we can, moving into complete spinal flexion and tucking our chin so we can lengthen our neck musculature as well. So when breathing in, knees down and switching into spinal extension. And when breathing out, very simply, knees back up, feet as flat as possible, and back into spinal flexion. Breathing in, actively flexing our spinal erectors to stay in this very extended position in our lower back, and breathing out, back, rounded, and completely flexed. One final time, breathing in, very relaxed, switch into extension, breathe out, very relaxed, back into as much of a flat position with your feet as you can muster. And with our hands in the same position, when breathing in this time, we're going to extend our legs as much as we can. And then, once you are extended, you're going to push your shoulders forward as far as you can without your heels raising from the floor. If you can extend your legs all the way, perfectly. If you can't, don't worry about it. Even this position is already amazing. And this time, when breathing out, we're going to move back into a complete deep squat, flexing in our spine, rounding as much as we can, tucking our chin as much as we can. And we're going to repeat, breathing in, extending as far as possible for you, and then push forward as far as possible for you. And breathe out, reverse. All the way. And only 2 more repetitions. Breathing in, extending and pushing forward. Breathing out, reversing. And our final repetition. This time, when breathing in, we're going to hold the top for 3, 2, 1. And when breathing out, we're simply going to reverse, and this time start with our knees on the floor, because now we're going to combine the last 2 exercises for a full body mobility exercise. So when breathing in, first, we're going to flatten our feet as much as possible, then extend our legs as much as possible, then push our shoulders forward as much as possible. And when breathing out, we're first going to reverse into our deep squat, then bring our knees down, and once again, very importantly, switch into spinal extension. And we're going to repeat this one more time. When breathing in, first in a deep squat, then extend and push forward. Breathing out, back into a deep squat, knees to the floor, spinal extension. Once again, 2 more repetitions. Breathing in, squat, extend, push forward. Breathing out, squat, knees down, spinal extension. And our final repetition, one more time, squat. Extend your legs, push forward, and this time we're gonna hold for 3, 2, 1, and breathing out, back with our knees to the floor. And this time, we're going to flatten our feet on the backside, move into complete dorsiflexion or ankle extension. Keep our legs a little bit wider than shoulder width apart because we need enough space for our hips to be able to put them between our legs. And if you do have the necessary knee mobility as well as hip mobility, you will touch down with your butt on the floor. Once again, hands right here. And this time when breathing in, once again moving into spinal extension, elevating our butt the tiniest bit. And when breathing out now, we're going to move into spinal flexion, tilting our pelvis forward, pulling our stomach in and pushing our butt down towards the floor, if possible touching down and tucking our chin for a completely flexed spine. So when breathing in, spinal extension and elevating. And we're breathing out, spinal flexion and touching down. Only 2 more times. Breathing in. Extension. Really flex those spinal erectors as hard as you can. And breathe out. Reverse. Lengthen them as far as possible. And for our final repetition, breathing in, we're going to hold the top for 3, 2, 1. And when breathing out, we're going to hold the bottom for 3, 2, 1. And from here, we're going to switch in a quadruped position, like so. Shoulder width apart in arms and legs. And very important, external rotation in our shoulders means we're gonna move outwards with our fingertips, like so. When breathing in, moving once again into spinal extension. And now pulling our head back slightly, lengthening our shoulders all the way. And when breathing out, we're gonna move into spinal flexion with internal rotations in our shoulders. Fingers inwards, arms extended, pushing our pelvis forward, rounding our back as much as we can, lengthening our shoulders, tucking our chin, and pulling our stomach in. So when breathing in, we move into extension. And when breathing out, we're moving back into complete spinal flexion. Breathing in, spinal extension, external rotation. Breathing out, spinal flexion, internal rotation. And the final repetition, breathing in, holding the extension for 3, 2, 1. And when breathing out, holding the flexion for 4, 3, 2, 1. And back into a neutral position with our fingers pointed forward. Because now we're going to step with our right foot to the right hand on the outside, just like so, as comfortably as you can. And once again, when breathing in, we're going to push our hips towards the floor by flexing our glutes, lengthening our quads, our hip flexors and our abdominals, and then pulling our right knee outwards actively. And when breathing out, we're going to reverse by pushing our hips back, moving into a rounded spine, extending our right leg and tucking our chin. So breathing in, flex your glutes, push them down, open up your hip flexors, pull your right knee out, stay upright in your upper body. And breathe out, reverse, round your back, push your hips back, extend your right leg and tuck your chin. So breathing in, front side. Breathing out, back side. And one final time when breathing in. Now we're gonna hold the front for 3, 2, 1. And when breathing out, we're gonna hold the back for 3, 2, 1. Moving forward once more, this time into a very relaxed position with our hips. We're gonna add some spinal rotation, keeping our right hand on the floor. When breathing in, we're going to open with our left arm towards the ceiling, like so. And when breathing out, we're going to switch. Left hand down, right arm up. We're only going to repeat this one more time. So breathing in, rotation, left arm upwards. And breathing out, rotation, right arm upwards. And now breathe in very deeply. Because now, as we are breathing out, we're going to very carefully start moving downwards. First our hands flat and then pulling our lower arms down until we can rest them on the floor. If possible, if not, don't worry about it. Relax your neck and hold for another 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hands flat. And now we're gonna simply switch. So right leg goes back and left leg moves forward. Same height with both hands. Once again, when breathing in, we're actively flexing our glutes. We're actively pulling our left knee out. And when breathing out, we're reversing by rounding our back and lengthening our entire posterior chain. Breathing in, front side. Breathing out, Stretching the backside. Breathing in. Hold. Breathe out. And here also, final repetition. Breathing in, holding the front for 3, 2, 1. Breathing out, holding the back for 3, 2, 1. And once again, moving our hips forward comfortably this time. And left hand on the floor, breathing in, right arm into a spinal rotation all the way up towards the ceiling. And when breathing out, we're going to switch. Right hand down, left arm up. And breathing in, switch. Breathing out, switch and hold. And now, when breathing in, deep into your stomach. And when breathing out, we're going to once again, first, hands at the front, and down, 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 as much as we can, until we're resting and holding for another 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hands on the floor, left leg back. And now with our feet on their backside, we're going to push our hips back, lengthen our glutes, our back, our shoulders, open up our chest, actively push it towards the floor, tuck our chin, and we're going to slightly move with our hips to the left and to the right, just carefully for a handful of times, breathing in deeply for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Back to the middle. And now we've got a single movement pattern left. Stay with me. This might require a tiny bit more strength. Flatten your hands, flatten your arms. And now, as close to the ground as possible for you, you will move forward, step by step, completely extended spine, extending our arms, moving up. And now you're going to elevate your knees and then push your butt down towards the floor, staying as upright in your upper body as you can. And then we will bring our knees down around our back as much as we can and push back with a completely flexed spine. We're only going to repeat this 2 more times. So when breathing in, move forward as close to the floor as you can, as upright in your upper body as you can, elevate your knees, flex your butt. And breathing out, knees down, rounded spine, all the way back. And now for a final time, breathing in, down here, forward, holding for 3, 2, 1, and knees down, push back. And once again, we're going to move sideways, left and right with our hips for another 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and back to the middle. That's basically it. You've made it. Now, if you joined me and made it to the end, I'm very proud of you. You did well. This routine includes every single joint and problem zone in your body, focuses a lot on hip mobility, pelvic tilt, spinal mobility, and combining full body movement patterns. So you can start working on your mobility and flexibility in a more holistic way. And trust me, if you can do this every single day, start your day out with it. You'll not just be amazed at how fast you're progressing when it comes to going through those movement patterns, but also how well you can feel by adding something as simple as a short mobility routine like this one. Once again, however, sadly, that's all the time I've left for you today. If you liked the video, come on, subscribe. We do stuff like that very regularly, which means I'll probably see you very soon. So until then, have a good one. Captain Cairo. Peace out.